Hello. Welcome. Probably. Really not sure. Um, this could be working. The plan was to do this when it was still topical and relevant and daytime or evening, not in early AM hours on the East Coast. But hey, one must play with the cards that they are dealt with and have a fake accent when the moment calls for it. So, we're gonna watch Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad? Suicide Squad. Suicide's God. Okay, 2021. And at some point, if I need to go to the bathroom or get food or something like that, and I don't want to leave just dead air, this video will play that I've pre-recorded in its place. Oh. Oh, wow. Yes. So really just fun for everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean no one. Unless someone decides to watch. So, yeah, here we go. The Suicide Squad 2019. You can sync up with that sound, the sound, or the status bar over there. I have no idea what I'm saying anymore. This is why it helps to have someone else here with me, so that I'm not the only one doing this, and that I don't spend 3 hours setting things up and hurting myself, and then by the time I start, I'm really grumpy and in pain and just really... Okay, here we go. I could go down that rabbit hole all day. I would never find peace. The soundtrack in this movie is much more, natural. Time does keep dragging on. Which is weird, is there is a train station in my town, and it's like a mile, 2 miles away, and I can hear it from here. Don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Savant. Those are some killer Crocs, man. Killer Crocs. I know millions of people have made that joke, but I just want to say that I made it as soon as I saw them. I was like, hey, Devin, those are some killer Crocs. And then somebody said, shh. Because I was in a movie theater and shouldn't talk when you're in a movie theater. Who gave him a squash ball? This is one of those things I always wonder. Where do people in prison get all these toys? Yeah, they have these little toys. This guy's got a squash ball that he can kill birds with. Just hope he didn't kill any robins. You're up. Batter up. I really like Michael Rooker, and he's been popping up in some things over the years, and he's really kind of become like not a star perhaps, but he's a known actor. Like, people know him in things now. I just love the costumes in these movies. Like, even somebody like Savant, like a character that probably nobody would want to dress up as for Halloween. He's got a bitchin' costume. I want to get Savant's costume. Love the fabrics that they decided to use. Like, if I could actually sew, I'd sew a costume like that, so. My back is killing me, guys. This isn't really gonna go well for me, so. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of me suffering, or hey, if you're out there and intelligent in the medical field at all. I'm in Massachusetts, and healthcare is an illusion. Blackguard. Mongal. I would like to see more from Mongal. Javelin, I think, is kind of perfect, the way that we get him. Weasel. Weasel. I think it's interesting that they changed the type of like helicopter that they use, because in that last movie a lot of those helicopters crashed, but everyone who crashed in a helicopter survived. So you would think that if his arms are his primary weapons, that TDK arm fall off boy would have like some sort of Kevlar sleeves. This is a movie, so Kevlar stops everything. I love that they're playing the game that everybody plays before they see a Suicide Squad movie. Who's gonna die? Nothing weird about it at all. Like, oh, look at those Acer monitors. This is some good product placement right there, guys. Thank you, Acer, for this great film. Boomer. I cannot believe what they do with Boomer. Wait. He's one of the cover he's a cover girl, for lack of a better word. Just looking at Weasel. This guy's name is Borg. Borg. Sounds Swedish. All names lettuce, dickhead. Is this even working? All of accents. With a New Jersey accent. What are you gonna do? You gonna kill me, Mr. J? Mr. J? When does an Afghan hand have bloody thumbs? I'm surprised we haven't had, like, werewolves or vampires. You know, that's something they should do with a Marvel movie. I know we're gonna get, like, a what-if episode with vampires. But just do a movie where it's just pick any Batman you want. Hell, Val Kilmer even. And just show Batman fighting zombies or vampires, something like that. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. No? Dun, dun. Live fast, die clown. I love Harley's costume, and I love just Harley. Storm the beach of Quarto Maltese. Is it Quarto Maltese or Quarto Maltese? I mean, Michael Keaton said Quarto Maltese, and then, but the Quarto Maltesians say Quarto Maltese. So is it like one of those things where it's like Germany or Deutschland? Why do we call it Germany if the people from Germany call it Deutschland? It just, that's one of those things that always bothered me. It's like, oh, well, your name in this language is this. No, my name in that language is still my name because it's my name, and it doesn't change based on what language you're using. Anyway, that's just something that I've noticed in life and in movies. This is just... I love how uncomfortable this seems. Like, her right there with the face palming. I was probably double face palming like this entire movie because it's like someone could die at any moment just because they're all just such fucking idiots. and at that moment right there makes you think like, okay, and there's a little chompy editing right there, but did she send these people to die, or did she like, are these all assets and like she expects all of them to survive even if the odds are against them? Because she seemed genuinely upset there, like, damn it, like we lost the weasel, what are we gonna do? Was Weasel supposed to eat all these people? Like he was supposed to be the muscle on this operation on this beachfront force, and then destroy all of them. But maybe he can't swim, and if he can't swim, then maybe Idris Elba will take the lead. What's with that hair, man? Come on. When I am Michael Rooker's age, if I have hair like I do now or like I do then. And by the way, guys, this movie's brought to you by Splat Hair Color. I have a box of Splat Hair Color that I'm going to use once my hair is long enough. I brought all my friends. They're here to say hello. Oh, his face got blown off. When I saw this the first time, I wasn't sure if, like, they shot him in the face, or if the bomb went off in his face. And I mean, the score of this movie isn't much, but they do take a little bit from the first movie with that dun 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 dun, and then like they pick it off from there. Now, I don't think Captain Boomerang's boomerangs naturally come back to him. He's not just great at throwing a boomerang. That has to be some sort of like magnetic technology where the boomerangs always come back to him, because even after he gets knocked down, he catches it, and these guys get chopped in the head, and the boomerang would just stop there. So they have to be some sort of mechanism. I love how Flag goes to protect Harley there, though. Like, he's clearly playing favorites with this team. It's like, okay, Harley's my girl. I'm gonna go protect her. What did they think the detachable kid was gonna do here? And she says that almost like she knows who he is, like he was some sort of, like, child prodigy criminal. The detachable kid. Ah, God. I mean, even this early in the movie, watching this, I hate what they do with Flag. Like, I love Flag. I pledge allegiance to Rick Flag. See, I'm not sure. Do people think he would have survived with all those splinters in his face if this helicopter didn't just obliterate him? And I think because of the Flashpoint movie... oh my God, Mongal just burning alive. You know, I know that it's Mongal and not, like, a Martian character. But it would have been funny if they had just, like, retconned Mongal and made her, like, some sort of Martian where her only weakness is fire. And then she just burns alive. That's what I always thought was hilarious about Martian Manhunter. This man is indestructible, but fire can kill him. Fire is something that's in almost every single battle scenario, so... I wonder if, like, the government saw how many people she was blowing the heads off of and said, hey, you have to, like, have this safeguard where somebody has to give you the key to blow somebody's head off, because otherwise it's just like, you just want to kill these people. No. I like Michael Rooker. I'm sorry that he died. And I do like kind of how this movie, in a little bit like how Justice League Snyder Cut does, it separates it into segments so that if you want to watch it in like a television format, you can. This is one of those examples I was talking about where I'm gonna play that little clip where I say the things and do the things, and then it'll just loop so that there's not dead air. But I love you all. That's a lie. I don't love any of you. But yeah, no, I like how these five here, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher, Idris Elba, Idris Elba, John Cena, and King Shark. They're great people. Oh. Oh, wow. Yes. Excellent Suicide Squad. Idris Elba. Oh, this is very good. YouTube commentary. Probably getting some food. Idris Elba. He might not even be in this scene. I don't know. I don't know anything. Movie commentaries on YouTube. Oh. I do salute you, yes, brother, and those are people who died. Yeah, I'd heard that song before. I love how lazy it is. Like, it's just listing people who died. Those are people who died. It's like, nice. That. Yeah, the soundtrack in this movie is much more naturally flowing, where the other movie was just like, hey, here's a song millennials like, and hey, here's another song millennials like. This is much more like, you hear this soundtrack, it plays within the story. This is definitely like Idris Elba, like he's the protagonist of this movie. I keep calling it Bloodsport. I don't even know what the guy's name is. But she'll tell us right here. What's his name? Thank you. Robert Dubois. Yeah. He was supposed to be Floyd Lawton. Idris didn't want to play Floyd Lawton because he didn't want to replace Will Smith. And Will Smith didn't want to be replaced by Idris Elba. So they came up with a mutually beneficial agreement, and you got Bloodsport. I think they should have shot something, and they could have used CGI or body doubles. Not as cheaply as Shazam might have used it, but done something where you actually get to see Superman shot by him. And I think the third act of the movie may play better if you say that Superman is still in the ICU. That's why he doesn't show up to save the day at the end, because he totally would. He just totally would. It's just his style. Like, he'd just fly in and punch through his... I'm kind of mad that he doesn't take credit at the end of the movie. Like, oh, right when Harley Quinn goes in with the spear and the rats, like, Superman just comes in, flies in, punches through him, and then takes all the credit. It's like, I'm really just glad that I was here to save the day, and I've apprehended the criminals. They're going back to jail. Just something that Superman would do. Fuck you! Fuck you! I love, fuck you! Yeah, TV watches are stupid. That's one thing that Devin always does. He'll watch YouTube on his phone. And I'll be sitting there, I'm like, you got a dual monitor setup on your computer over there. You got a TV over there. Why are you watching it on your phone? You know the TV can do this. You're sitting there with your phone like, what are you doing? Why did people get so hooked on their phones? I don't get it. And it's just like, oh, these fucking millennials. I'm a millennial. I don't do this shit. Like, fuck you. Miss Waller? Everybody calls her Miss Waller in this movie. Shite. No. Dubois. I like that name, Dubois. I don't know. I'm the weirdest person in the world. I had a childhood that was involved with being cut open and like just in hospitals and stuff. So when they say something like juvie in movies, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That sounds like summer camp. Like you get to have a sleepover. Like, that just shows my messed up state of mind. A little extreme. Fuck your mission. Of course you're a leader. You're the second build. And that's something funny about this movie is that Margot Robbie is top build, but if you were to take her out of the movie, the plot kind of stays the same. Fuck you, man. Gonna kill his kid? Each member of the team is chosen for his or her own completely unique abilities. This is Christopher Smith. Love John Cena. Native of Massachusetts. Family lives around here. You know, really, he's like a brother to me, even though I never met him. Not really. Anybody like more recently, especially seeing him in this and in Fast and Furious, like John Cena is one of those guys. I just I'd love to meet John Cena. He's really found like what he's good at as far as movies go. I cannot wait for that Peacemaker series. That's gonna be ridiculous. I was looking online the other day for like a Peacemaker costume, and I would have gotten one. Like I got a gift card that I've been saving. I would have gotten one, and I had Kaleidoscope. And I would have. You couldn't afford Ratcatcher one. No, he's Taika Waititi. He's too expensive. We can only afford him for a day. But the helmet with the Peacemaker costume was all fabricy and like it just wasn't good. If I could get a good Peacemaker helmet, and if anybody wanted to help me fix my 3D printers, I'd be able to make one. But millennials, yeah, I hate them. I would dress up as Peacemaker for Halloween, but I could just use the shirt and the pants and whatever. Sebastian, voiced by D. Bradley Baker. D. Bradley Baker is the Bad Batch. I like how Sean Gunn is playing two characters in this scene. I like that Polka Dot Man has the same haircut as me. That's exactly what he does. It's embarrassing. I saw Sean Gunn at a comic convention nearby. Dean Cain was also there. I was like, oh, hey, that's James Gunn's brother. We didn't talk to him, but we were just like, oh, there he is. We can see him. He's over there. It's like pay $40 to meet Sean Gunn. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's Sean Gunn. I love Sean Gunn, but like, $40. Like, think of everything you could buy with $40. This scene's depressing to me. Like, this guy killed this leader, this president, and his family. Like, come on, guys. Like, anytime they kill somebody's family, like, I'm like, don't do that. That women and children, like, that's sacred. There's something sacred about that, and you're I don't know. Luna. Gabriel Luna. No, not Gabriel Luna. I like Gabriel Luna. I wish Gabriel Luna was in more things. Watched a lot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. lately. Starfish, extraterrestrial. Something about Amanda Waller, I just like naturally want to shut up when she's talking, even when I'm doing one of these like movie commentary things. How is no one joining me on this? Like, I've got so many friends, like, where is everyone? La gatita amable. That's what she said, right? Sorry about the clicking. You're gonna hear some clicking. Do you ever use it anymore? Yeah, the overhead projector. I think what's funny about this is that later in the movie we see somebody using film. And excuse me, guys, what sect of the internet uses starfish as a slang term for butthole? Like, I had never heard that in my life before. Is starfish a slang term for butthole? I hope so. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know, for some... I saw this in the theater with my dad. And like, right when Idris was like, oh, for fuck's sake. He just started cracking up. They should have called it Suicidal Squad. You're being facetious. No problemo. Who knows why madmen do what they do? I love that line. You know what I think is interesting about this? When I heard that originally, I was like, okay, yeah, he's probably right. This guy probably just does whatever he wants. He was in prison, and like there's probably a reason for that. But the more I see it, the more I think that no, he actually legitimately believes what he's doing. That liberty, peace, America, that means something to him. And that's always disturbed me. Like, what? Why? It's a place. It's not even a place. It's an idea. It's a construct. It's a construct that never was real. Sorry to get political on you, but it's just like that. That's the thing. The United States of America, has that ever been real? I love this. Filua Borg does. You are the only one who is fit to carry my javelin. All the metaphors you want, but that's just hilarious. And his name's Borg. Sounds Swedish. I mean, is he Swedish? I think he is Swedish. But Borg sounds Swedish. Thank you, Offrey Woodard, for that line. You would have been a great Amanda Waller. The javelin. And I love how the like acting president of this country is just like he's a fan. Like he loves Harley Quinn. Soul Soria. When they were pitching this before, like it seemed like she was gonna have a bigger role, but she's like not really there. Like they almost pitch her as part of the squad, but she's just kind of this side character that she gives Flag meaning, I think. It gives Flag's arc a little bit more meaning, like even though he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do with his sacrifice, he was able to at least liberate this country. Polka Dot Man looks like he's in pain. It's sad. I'm glad this actor is like, finally get David Dishmaninoff. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Great actor. He's been in pretty much every DC universe to ever exist. So, I mean, yeah. If you don't believe me, look at his IMDb credits. It's not every single DC universe to ever exist, but it's most of them. It really is most of them. Do millennials really sleep that much? Like, I hate sleep. That's why I'm doing this now. And I will just say, I'm not a fan of, like, nanotech in movies and stuff, because I just think it's lazy. I think the way that his nanotech looks is a lot better than the way Iron Man's looks, because it actually looks like it collapses out of something, and it's, like, shifting and screwing and stuff. And for some reason, like, when I saw this in the theater, John Cena in his underwear just didn't faze me, because I'm just used to seeing him in wrestling, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay, tidy whities, that's kind of funny. Only reason I wouldn't wear tidy whities on a normal basis is because it's like, those are a bitch to keep clean. I'm not even talking about shit stains, like, they're so white. You didn't pick the team. Second time they did that joke. Were you in your underwear? No, that's just racist. Holy fuck. Assassin! Son of a bitch. I'm trying to get people to join me, but I don't know how. Megladouche. I kind of want, after saying that, I kind of want John Cena to be in, like, the Megalodon, the Meg, too. They're still doing that. I know friends. They could have gotten Vin Diesel to do King Shark, too. Yes. I want to know, what was, like, people's first thing that they saw Idris Elba on? I think a lot of people my age, first thing for me was The Office. I certainly saw ads for a show like Luther. Never watched it. Might go back and watch Luther. I love Ratcatcher too. She's just so, like, endearing. Like, I want to be her friend. She's got great teeth. You know what I mean? That's something I want to know. Like, tidy whities, yes or no? Are people into that now? I need to know. If a girl ever decides to take my pants off, I need to know these things. Rick Flag. Wasn't he from the first Suicide Squad? Always compartmentalizing. Gotta love the wall. Actually, gotta hate the wall. Location on their MTS. I don't know what MTS, mobile terrain satellite. I don't know, but I just heard MTS. I'm like, movie trivia schmodown. Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day. Damn, the veins on his arms. Gracias. Oh, these poor people. These poor people. No, no, no. I love how he's like, no, no, no. What does he think is happening? I wish we got a little bit more of like close-ups or slow-mos of John Cena using his sword, or Idris using that. I keep calling him Idris. Bloodsport using the like slingshot thing that he has, because I want to see like what these weapons look like. I'm one of those guys that whenever I see a weapon in a movie, I'm like, I want to find a way to like mimic that. I love like stunt choreography. That's one of those things that I've just loved since like the prequels. When I saw the prequels, that was one. Is this a yo-yo? Um, but when I saw the prequels, one of the things that really amazed me was that stunt combat. Um, Even with like my limitations, that's something I like to do every once in a while. Is just like play with swords. I'm supposed to exercise, and that keeps me loose. So, yeah, it's like dancing, but with swords. And blow darts. Like when you hear that woman singing, like that's when like the first sign of like, are these really like bad people? Like, are they killing the right guys? I did think that while they were doing that, but then I'm like, okay, this is way too comedic for them to. And then you get to see this guy's dick, which isn't. I don't know. I mean, if kind of gratuitous. Somebody like flew a Borg, or however you pronounce his name, Javelin, said during a behind the scenes that there were genitals flying places, and I kind of wanted to see somebody's genitals blown off. Exploding compression bullets. That's what they're showing off is dope as fuck. Yeah, he's right. It is true. And I'm one of those people, dope as fuck. Like, I would hear somebody say that and I would cringe. For some reason, John Cena, he just delivers that line so dope as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, it's so flamboyant. It is cool. I would have liked a little bit more background of what they did to, like, end up in prison. Like, with Polka Dot Man, I literally think he's just in prison because he killed his mom. But, like, with somebody like Savant, like, this showed Savant's file, if you pause it, it says, like, vigilantism, extortion. It's like, he didn't do anything that bad.
This is Sol Soria. She's the leader of the freedom fighters, the resistance trying to take down the current government. They saved my life.
I don't know where I've seen that actress that plays Sol Soria before, too, because she looks very familiar, and I like her. And I don't know why, but I just like her. TMI, mate, TMI. These guys are fucking morons. Typical Americans, but only two of them are American. Like, I'm pretty sure Polka Dot Man is Canadian. These guys are fucking idiots. Quarto Maltese.
Is that not waving at me?
Maybe he's friendly. And I'm wondering, like, is there any of this movie that was left on the cutting room floor? And I'm not even saying, like, with, like, studio oversight, because I think this is definitely, like, James Gunn's cut of the movie. But I'm just wondering if there is more left on the cutting room floor because I kind of would love to see everything he even filmed for this. Like same with the first Suicide Squad. I don't care what like the end product is like as far as first Suicide Squad. I liked it enough that I saw that movie 5 times in theaters, to be honest. But I like to see everything that they film, no matter what the movie is.
All that shit in your face is to make your brain good. Makes my brain good. Are you being sarcastic with me? Puta! Hey! I shall do to you as we did to your employees. Mateo! No te comportes como un bebé. What is this? Project Starfish.
Late night watch along.
My experiments here for the past 30 years.
And yeah, I was thinking the same thing as this general was thinking. Look at these reckless Americans bringing an animal in without any precautions. Yeah, it's foreign alien life. Like that's something that I always think of on Star Trek whenever like Kirk bangs an alien. Um,
They take hosts. And those hosts
it's a miracle that every human doesn't die after that.
it feeds on them.
That one species can interact with another in such a way is just preposterous.
More powerful.
Even if Superman didn't have his powers, like he would be a danger, just in that sense.
Where is this Project Starfish now? Los rumores sobre la bestia son verdad. Suelta la criatura en los Estados Unidos y los hará mierda a todos. No, Mateo, no. Con un arma tan peligrosa el mundo la va a tomar en serio. La Grande Liga, Mateo. Marvel's idea, President.
And I really like Peter Capaldi in this. Like I'm
Working with the beast for
Doctor Who. I'm shocked that like I haven't watched that yet. That's one of those shows that like my father watches it. I think I'd really like it. I gotta ask him like where I should start. Um, maybe he can take me through that. But I think I'd start watching like the Tenant episodes. And I hope this is okay to say. I love that secretary character and the Meanwhile Harley. Like this is what I'm talking about with the chapter section. That secretary character I just think is um ridiculously voluptuous enough to be like comedic. It's satire, but it's like realistic. So it's like I hope that's one of like that's where the line is. Like anything beyond that is like sexual harassment. Anything before that is okay. This woman is beautiful and she but like just walking her in as a secretary, it's just kind of funny to me. Like that would be realistic in like a Cuban, proto-Cuban government. I like realism and stuff like this. It reminds me a lot of like The Boys. Like that's a lot how that would play out. Harley Quinn would violently murder these people. And again, splat hair color looking great. If Splat Hair Color wants to give me a sponsorship, I would rock that. Gabriel Luna wants to serve you. For some reason, that shade of red against like the I mean, it's beautiful. Like Mara Robbie's beautiful on her own, but like this Harley Quinn like aesthetic that they've come up with, it's a work of art. And that general, I just realized that general is just watching him bathe. Like what the hell, man? Not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I think that's funny. I didn't realize he was in that scene anymore. And like the property of no one, the property of Joker tattoo, it she like did one of those things. I like it when people cover up tattoos in interesting ways and like they'll scan it and they'll like try to make it so that it looks like it was always meant to be that way. This is a perfect song choice for this scene. I don't know where I heard this song before, but I know I've seen it in another movie before. It's perfect. It's just like so happy, and the filter that's on the cat. I love it. No, you don't even know me. You know me. Girl like you do. I think it's Jet. Is it Jet? Who sings this song? The Birds. This movie hates birds. And Harley Quinn aiding in the death of Robin. Like, I mean, that might be a hate crime now. I was a baby, my family had a bird. His name was Lance. My dad named that bird after Lancelot. It might have been after Lancelot. Can I be frank? You might be.
Since I took control the majority club, but some find me to be unacceptable.
What kinds of dicks would find that? Don't they know how awesome you are? Have you shown them the birdies?
Have you shown them the birdies? I mean, the birdies are nice. And no animals were harmed during this production.
And I am a bachelor.
So I want you to get hitched?
My people say
He is the bachelor.
because you symbolize something I prefer.
Does she, though?
But I am a romantic, Harley. I agree to meet with you just to appease them.
Like, is she anti-American or is she just anti-Batman?
I find myself unable to think straight. You are perfect.
You were so freaking hot.
So if you love me, know me, girl like you just. Oh my god. Yeah, anytime somebody knocks a candle over during like a doing it scene, like I get scared. I'm like, huh, fire. This is why you need restraint, people. No, I don't want to think about that. Wow. Like, I'm just hitting a like on random conversations so that people notice me. Notice me! Desperation!
Nazis. Here, taking asylum after World
I
War
hate Nazis.
They built Jotunheim to continue their unorthodox experiment
Is Loki in there?
until the Herrera family accepted the bounty of the Nazis' heads
Oh.
and killed them all.
So those were good people and then you killed them.
Rumors began at the beast. These type rumors helped people like
Now, they don't seem like good people, but I mean, that you don't kill people's family. That's something that this country does that bothers me. Like whenever there's like a military coup that they aid, like it's like the children and the wives. Like it's like that's not right. They shouldn't have to pay for the sins of the father, as they say.
Out of your heads now, huh?
This guy's not a good guy.
No.
And like she says something like killing children, like that's a line across. And like I was saying that with Devin, like you killed Robin. Like since when does that bother you? It's like, well, she's learned that killing children is bad. It's almost like they dyed that dress with the splat hair color.
The red flags, and if I saw any, I would do the healthy thing. And I would murder him.
The healthy thing.
And killing kids. It's kind of a red flag.
It's a red flag. Like she doesn't say it's wrong. She says it's a red flag. So,
Just leave.
okay, it reminds me of what the Joker told me to do.
I'm standing right here. And then I can say,
Don't kill Robin, people. It's not right.
That is mine. They don't just go away quietly. They slash your tires and they kill your dogs and tell you that the music you like ain't real music at all. And
I feel like the Joker killed her hyena.
tears you apart after a while.
She's really good as this character.
You were real pretty anyway. Absolutely beautiful.
And I like how the lipstick is slightly smudged so that it kind of makes like a smile. It's not I don't even know if it's intentional, but just subtly.
I can't believe this thing had a bullet.
I would really watch any like Harley Quinn movie. Like I don't care if this is like a people view this as a failed universe, whatever. I don't think you can really look at the budget or the reviews as indicative of how good this movie in this universe is doing. But I'd really like to see a Harley Quinn, Gotham City Sirens, Poison Ivy, Suicide Squad 3, anything that involves Ivy. Because in that moment it looks like she's like, okay, I have bad taste in men. Maybe she has good taste in women. Is that something that people, or at least me myself, over the last few years, Poison Ivy isn't really a villain anymore because and that's always what I've said about Magneto. Is he a villain if he's right? Because like that's the thing. Like Days of Future Past, the Ian McKellen Magneto, he was a villain in those like first 3 X-Men movies. But then we see in Days of Future Past, oh, he was right. Like humanity did turn on them. Humanity is killing all the mutants, and they're killing any human sympathizers. They're killing themselves. So if you're right, like if there's quantifiable evidence that you're right, are you still a villain? Just a question. Carrie friend.
What's happening to his face again?
Just the thing I slipped. Hey, Norman Bates. That shit's contagious. We need
Norman Bates.
What is it? It's
Where'd Peacemaker get that fancy ass backpack? He didn't have it before.
fuck is that?
Or did he? Maybe he did. I don't know. Star Labs.
My brothers and sisters superheroes.
So this is not the Star Labs from the TV show. Star Labs in the movie universe is much more just general science. TV show, Barry Allen is like the richest man in the planet and owns Star Labs, which makes no money. But still does everything.
And your mom. Where is she now?
Everywhere. There are a lot of red shirt extras in this scene. What's really funny is that at the movie theater I went to I discovered that they had like this handicapped elevator and bathroom section. I was so excited. I'm like, oh, this is great. This should be here. And there was a lady that looked like Polka Dot's man's mom that got on the elevator and was like, I'm not really comfortable taking this elevator with the conditions. And then just stood there with me and my dad standing there like, move. And I'm just like, oh yeah, fuck this. And then I just ran down the stairs. Yeah, it was like the prime Karen. It's like, hey, if you're concerned about COVID, 1, don't get in an elevator. 2, don't go to the movies. 3, wear a mask if you're concerned about it. My problem is that you're saying Oh, I'm not comfortable with this. You're kicking a documented disabled person off of an elevator. And you're saying COVID is your excuse when you don't have a mask on. You're in a very closed elevator. And you're not wearing a mask. Not to mention that I don't think she had any physical need for the elevator because she goes past the handicapped bathroom and said, "No, I'll use the one downstairs." It just bothers me because it's like the elevator's made for people like me, not for people who don't want to take the stairs.
Oh, you're going to wear a disguise.
Hey, he's learning Spanish.
And what kind of disguise?
Fake mustache.
Yeah.
I love how the simplest things can be like the funniest part of the movie.
A lot of soldiers watching over.
God damn it.
Let's pray to your Lord.
I don't know what it is. I just love Flag in this movie.
Gotta leave the palace vulnerable. You know, any other general will give up without protection.
He's a good man. Like she said, you're a good man, Colonel Flag. Like, he is. I wish we were getting a Rick Flag show. I really do. A lot of people have said that. Rick Flag running around with a different supervillain every week. That would be fun. And we could still get that. I really do think after Flashpoint, there is an opportunity to bring whoever you want back. Fuck! But no, it's just that first movie, and there is, in the credits, it says special thanks to David Ayer. You can't do what you do with this movie without David Ayer, especially with Flag, Harley, Boomer, Waller. They used the stuff from that movie. Flag, especially where in that movie you see kind of like a prejudice towards criminals that goes away by the end of the movie. Like, it's like, okay, you know what, Deadshot helped me, he saved the world. And then in this movie, he's much more jovial. He's much more accepting. Like, these people are in a similar situation as me. They're being forced to do this. It's just I'm getting paid for it. I like that about Flag. One thing I found kind of strange is that even once they recover Flag, it seems like Bloodsport is still in charge of the mission. Which I don't know if that's Flag, like, he's the one that recommended him, so he's like, hey, you take the reins. Because he kind of gives him a look in a little bit like, what?
Why are you so afraid of rats?
Why is Idris able to pull off any clothing? God.
You know what I think? I think you have a serious case of daddy issues.
I have no issues with how much I love my father.
I have no issues with how much I love my father. That good line. That's one thing that James Gunn does really well. He does good, like, father stuff in his movies. So they live in Portugal, but he has a New Zealand accent. I think that the way that they portray this is so well. And Taika, I think, is the perfect person to play this character, Ratcatcher 1, because I think anybody else, I don't think it would have come off as sympathetic. The way that she puts it, burdens. My father had his burdens. You see how much Taika loved her, just in those few scenes, like, it makes you feel sympathetic for the character, even though, like, drug addiction, that's one of those stigmatized things, like, it's like, but, yeah, he the few minutes that he's in the movie, he brings, like, a really big humanity to the role. Even John Cena's like, oh.
I took his machinery and came to America. It is a dream, right? But I was arrested for armed bank robbery. Do you believe it?
Armed bank robbery. Like, this just shows you that Waller just wanted to use her.
You're a bad man, my brother. The reason I'm here.
The reason he's afraid of rats, like that's really
When I was a lad, if I didn't finish a task right, he would dole out the punishment.
Cena, like, yeah, because he's the same.
Locked me in a crate for 24 hours.
Hungry rats.
I've been rough.
Think of that. And honestly, it's a Too Fast, Too Furious, like that scene where they interrogate with the rats. Like, it's scary. Rats get hungry. Rats can do some damage. I wish I could give that love to you. That's awesome. She's the heart and soul of this movie. I want to see more of her. She's great. Because the end of the movie, when it comes up, like every time I watch this, I get choked up. You shouldn't be crying with like this army of rats coming, but it's like with Yondu's funeral in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it's just, it's the perfect mix of ridiculousness and like just heart. This club is weird. Like I don't know if these people are supposed to look like they're more splat hair color.
When's this stinker guy supposed to be here?
Supposed to be in the next few hours.
Looks like we gotta find something to do to pass the time on this. How about some, you guys drink around here? Fernet? Come on, a round of Fernet for the table. Comprende? Hey, pacemaker. We're on a mission. Easy expect to catch it. No drink, never heard no lie.
Well, I mean, if he's drinking, he is pissmaker.
Driving accidents over here.
Wah, wah. Such a Debbie Downer moment.
Just what? You're gonna be that guy?
I'm gonna be that guy.
Hey, Chica. Forgot the rest.
Forgot the rat. Love that. Love that. You forgot the rat. And you know, that's one of those. I don't like the Peacemaker. I like that they have the little scuffle, but I would have liked it if, like, if this was a movie that had more studio interference, they would have said, "Hey, make it so that John Cena and Joel Kinnaman come to the same page at the end of that fight." This is not my type of music, but I like this song. Like, it's just like, I like the beat. But yeah, I just, there's some decisions as far as writing goes that can, like, don't have to play into the next movie. And I know James Gunn doesn't do the whole entire bring people back to life thing, but it's within a bigger universe. So I think they will actually bring Flag back. Especially because of Flashpoint, and especially because Captain Boomerang, like that's a Flash villain, traditionally. And Peter Capaldi, again, brilliant as the Thinker. I think those are, I think those are some sort of like electrostimuli nipple clamps on his face. Like you're supposed to put them on your nipples and like they electrocute them. And that's what's on his head. That's what the prop is. Don't ask me how I know that. I know things. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what that is. Which makes me think, could I get smarter by putting those things on my head? Is it? Smile. Jotunheim. I'm really surprised that I wasn't able to get anybody to join me for this. I've got so many friends on the West Coast. I'm just so popular, I got so many friends. My dream. I don't know if this is something other people do, but when it comes to like translated subtitles, I just don't like even read them just because I like to interpret. I like to interpret, even if I don't know like the language fully. But yeah, that look that Flag gives right there, like it's like Dubois is still in charge of the mission, which is something that wouldn't have been in the last movie. And I'm under the impression that I think that Amanda Waller is the one that hired Bloodsport to shoot Superman.
Right here, I'm the one you're looking for. Yep, us two, we're his American companions.
Do you want a dozen angry rodents crawling up your asshole? My answer may surprise you. He was definitely doing some tentacle stuff with that starfish.
Human.
Quiet, please.
You are perceivably panicked. I'm guessing that you are not the alphas of this battalion.
Do you want a dozen angry rodents crawling up your ass?
I have some material.
He does some good, like, just chewing the scenery acting later on, too. Unclutch your pearls, Flag. I like this song. I don't know what they're saying, but I like it.
But soon you will all be joining your deranged compatriots. Harley Quinn.
Is Harley alive?
Not for long. Major General Suarez can be rather harsh when extracting information.
Something I always thought was weird. Why do they always give cigarettes to prisoners? It's like you're giving them a weapon. Like, you can burn somebody's eyes out with that, even if it's just using your mouth. This, I don't know if it's intentional, but when I heard this, I was immediately thinking Batman the Animated Series. I know, like, the death touch, like, that's something that's actually, like, a thing. But I was thinking Batman the Animated Series because there is an episode where he's, like, he needs to learn and avoid the death touch. It's also a thing in the comic books where, like, if you push somebody, like, their nose hard enough, they become unconscious, but also, if you do it hard enough, it'll kill them. I like that John Cena's clothes are too small for him. Dun, dun. Yeah, you just smacks him. This is actually like the one part of the movie where I think it kind of lulls a little bit, and it's weird because it's like a big action car chase scene. And maybe shouldn't have taken out the driver first. How does he not lose his arm? Plot armor, that's how. I like this shot of them coming out the truck because it just seems like we came here to fucking kill people, and we're all out of people to kill. Like, you know? Like, we came here to party and kill Nazis, and we're all out of Nazis. Dun dun, bum. Dun, dun. I like that. It's not exactly like the original Suicide, like that dun 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 dun, but it's like that first like three notes, like that dun 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 dun. Nope.
There's something we gotta take care of first.
I love that he goes back for Harley. Like, like what is that? Is that honor? Is that that love? Is that friendship? Like, what is that? I just like that. Ugh. That might be the beauty of it. If like we get more of that, is it as impactful when he dies? But like because he has that much chemistry with like Harley and the rest of the team, like it's just it's tragic.
I will ask again. How many men of power teammates arrive with you?
And they keep like metahuman. I mean, I guess technically Harley's a metahuman because her biology was altered by the chemicals or whatever. I'm watching. The Suicide Squad commentary. I'm gonna see if Grant wants to come.
You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester.
This is coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head. We don't leave one of our own behind.
You're okay with this?
No, but I've been around Flag when he's going rag in his mouth. Best not to tug it.
Motherfucker!
I don't even know like what that means. He's got a rag in his mouth. Best not to tug it.
Alright, enter through the third floor, under the inner staircase, and then down to the cellar where they usually keep their detainees.
I love that Harley's singing the song that they're gonna play in a minute.
It's a beacon of freedom!
This scene for me is like Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Oh. Oh wow, yes. Excellent Suicide Squad. Idris Elba. Oh, this is very good. YouTube commentary. Probably getting some food. Idris Elba. He might not even be in this scene. I don't know. I don't know anything. Movie commentaries on YouTube. Yeah, I'm back. Let's shut myself up. Yeah, that's just something I like to do so we don't have dead air. Yeah, this scene is just fun. Like, I could... This is one of those scenes that, like, I watch at the beginning of the day. Like, before I'm... Like, while I'm getting ready. This is a perfect movie to have on in the background as well, just to, like, commit and watch it as well. Because I could just throw this song on, or this song, and anytime I throw this song on, I'm going to think of the scene. I love how she's spinning. It just gives me energy. And like, where did... This is something that I would have liked to know in the Harley Quinn movie. Like, how did she learn how to, like, fight this well? Or is it just all brute force? It's insanity. So sad night. Stab. We'd never seen this type of violence in the DC universe at this point. She's got dual wielding It's like almost they wanted the dress to be like blood colored and her hair to be blood colored because you can't. It's hard to see where the blood ends and the. Later they make it a little bit blacker. I love how you could just see the blood like just atomizing as she's shooting it. Flowers, butterflies, magic. Da-na-na-na. Javelin. It is a nice javelin too. Like I mean, it's more of a spear than a javelin, but it very nicely crafted. Again, I wish there was some more close-ups of some of the props because they look. The design of them is really nice. Yeah, costume design for this movie on point. Hola. Hmm. Something I just realized is that after a certain point, my little capture thing screwed up. Not now, Nowie. Bird.
Colonel, I got a cool shot on the only one in the office. Just give the word.
There's that secretary again that I love. Alright, there you go. There's a better sync time point. And I like how he's doing like the classic Batman climbing up the thing. Yeah, he was gonna save you. He cares about you. Isn't that nice? It really is. It's really sweet. Like, he could have just told Waller to blow it. And I do think it's also interesting that he doesn't have control over the squad in this one. Like, he can't just bomb them in this one. And I don't know if that's something that maybe the character didn't. But look at that javelin. Like, there's so much craftsmanship there. It's alright. It's just a lot of thought put into this one. We ate all the fucking empanada. I had the chicken. They're good. I forgot I made food. It's in the oven. I just left it there. Gonna have to eat it after this. Cover your mouth when you cough, people. But like, I've also heard even conflicting reports on that if you cover your mouth when you cough with your hand, you're just spraying the germs everywhere, and if you cover it with your elbow, you're not actually. I don't care. I like that they've kind of made Ratcatcher Ant-Man in this sense. I am walking back and forth. Oh god. Mission expertise. Yeah. My boy. Even this, like, just the shots of them laying down on the bus. These were, it was shot with IMAX cameras, and I think things that are shot on IMAX have more an effect than things being watched on IMAX. It's always been my opinion. Mm. Yeah, no. I think Flag just dooms him there. Wait, when he takes that gun from him. Angels are splooching all over us? I mean, I think I know what splooching means. I mean, this movie loves, like, the gratuitous group shot, but then again, so do I. Like, I love this. I love the look Flag and Harley give each other. Like, it's just... It's all about what's not said. Like, I love it. Crazy. Oh. I don't want Flag to die. But I do, again, the weapons. Like, I love the weapons Bloodsport has. I don't even know what to call that thing. Slingshot? Crossbow? Like, what is that? I wish they gave us a better look at that sword. This shot is glorious. Oh. King Shark just ripping a guy to pieces. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I like the teeth on Bloodsport's mask too. If anybody has recommendations for like Peter Capaldi stuff, I'd love to watch it. They smashed it. It's not working. Bring the battering ram. Andale, andale. And yeah, like stuff like that. I think that looks better than when Iron Man does it. And that it's another criticism I have of this movie, that there are a lot of criticisms, but the criticisms come from wanting more. So like, I wanted more with Bloodsport and Harley, because I think they're really good together. Did she say come on that? Now this place is very generic office building for a circularly shaped building. Andale, andale. I'm getting bigger! Peacemaker. Did that the other day. Devin has an old John Cena action figure and I held it up. I was like, Peacemaker. Rolled his eyes. He wasn't impressed. I also had a James Kirk skydiving action figure from that deleted scene in Star Trek Generations. And what's along without getting flagged? Dirty little secrets. Again, and this is a thing where like the chapters, like you'd be forgiven if you don't notice them, but like it is kind of split up into these little nice little sections. Dear God. Unclutch your pearls, flag. This guy sounds like he's drinking the Lex Luthor Kool-Aid. Was like, if God is all good, he is not all powerful. If God is all powerful, he is all good. And I'm drinking from that Kool-Aid too. I believe the same thing. That's why I don't believe in God. Yeah, had his way with me. He's definitely doing tactical stuff. Yeah, this is disturbing. And Starro says had his way with me, so like he's probably just banged all those different starfish people, as well as some tentacle stuff. So that's there's an image for you.
Sorry, old chum. These two are here to kill you. It's out of my hands.
We need to help these people.
Possible, dear. There are corpses below those stars.
Yeah, he may be the best actor in this movie.
The thought of powerful men through every age. Dissidents, journalists, political rivals, their loved
Political rivals and their loved ones. And their loved ones is where a lot of people and myself unclutch your fucking balls flag. I love that. But yeah, the American government is. This is where it's revealed that the American government's the real bad guy of the movie. And again, he's saying your government. Idris Elba's British. She's from Portugal or Peru or. And him, he's British. They're not even using their own people to do this stuff. Like it's pathetic. And yes, I know it is just a movie, but the American government does do stuff like this. And if it was all for a good cause, then like maybe, but like I'm not sure. That's one thing about Peacemaker. Like Peacemaker, he believes in it. He believes in what America stands for. That's the thing that I love and hate about Peacemaker is like he doesn't want to do this. It's amazing how much someone is programmed. Like where he wants to fight his program and he doesn't want to do this. But at the same time, like that programming of liberty of America, it gives him clarity. And yeah, I've built a lot of computers. I don't think this really old computer would have a Western Digital Slim drive.
there's always got a backup. Come on, Dad. This isn't personal. Holding a gun on me is pretty fucking personal. What is happening?
I'm gonna need that drive.
Flag.
Set off explosives too early. Hand over the drive. Let's go. Come on.
They experimented on children. No one is saying what they did was
That's the biggest thing right there. They experimented on children. Like that's where Flag just breaks my heart. He's right. And that line, like keeping the peace is worth any cost, including the life of a hero like yours. Peacemaker recognizes how much of a hero Flag is. Flag is probably the only true hero on this team. Yeah, the fact that it's so unsettling shows how good it is, but then again, I think that also plays into David Ayer's Suicide Squad, where I liked that movie, and I liked Flag in that movie. He had a good arc in that movie. Very much like kind of Fast Five, where like Hobbs with Vin Diesel at the end, it's like I never thought I'd trust a criminal. He kind of has a kinship with Deadshot. And there are those tentacles. There's a lot of good, like, just, everybody kind of has their moment. Like, everybody kind of has a moment on their own where they're the focus of the movie. This point of the movie, Ratcatcher's the focus of it.
We gotta calm down. Let's talk about this. I understand where you're coming from. Across the line. Okay, across the line. I realize that, but I'm ready to change. I am ready to change.
I don't think he's ready to change. And I think he did mean to hurt her. Or him. Is it a her or him? Or is it a they? And again, I love the craftsmanship of these costumes. Like that Peacemaker costume, even dirtied and rubbled like that, that's where you really see how well constructed it was. I'm a big costume guy. Now this shot is kind of impossible. Because on the outside portion of the helmet, you're getting what's actually happening. The inside portion of the helmet, there's some visual trickery there. Because if the camera's moving around it, the angle would also move. Why is it good condition and not excellent condition? I don't understand that. But this is a good fight too. Like they make you believe that it's kind of actually a even matchup between him and Flag, even though John Cena is a lot bigger than him. And why didn't he just shoot him, or why didn't he just beat him with it? Like it just, you get all these questions about like why? Come on, Flag. I want you to live, but you're being stupid here. Ah, brutal. Like when they show the inside and they just show his heart being punctured. Like when they showed that, I thought maybe Starro would hook to him and they'd show somehow him healing, and then maybe Flag would be the villain or something like that. But like, nah, they're just like, look at him, he's dead. Yikes. And again, John Cena doing some good acting. You see it in his eyes that he didn't want to do this. Not only does he have like the patriotism, liberty, like that moral code that he has, he also has a bomb in his head. We do got to remember that. And guys, a mechanical drive, I don't think it would survive that. I mean, you'd need to repair it. And I always think it's weird because like he puts it like almost in his gauntlet, and I think that means like he has a SATA like hot swap port in his gauntlet, which is kind of cool.
I told you that information, take it out. Fuck!
It's okay to destroy the hard drive. Why kill me?
Because he's thorough. I like that. It's like he's tortured by this code that he has.
Because I'm thorough.
He doesn't want to do it.
Sorry, kid.
He does a really good job at like I don't understand how somebody can be motivated to kill someone while at the same time not wanting to do it. Like, he's tortured. Why do none of them, like, notice shark going off into this, like, aquarium? And why is this aquarium here? What are these fish things? If I was going to take one scene out of the movie, it would be this one. But, I mean, I guess you need a bathroom scene. And it's probably because it's purely CGI. Like, the entire sequence is CGI. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just... I don't understand where these creatures come from. Are they connected to Starro in some way? They're able to penetrate king shark's skin, so... And he's able to breathe both water and air, so who in Atlantis fucked a shark? I do kind of like the score in it as well. New dumb friends. Aw, poor shark. Poor dumb shark. Shark. Fizzle sticks. Ah. We lost Milton.
Has anyone got eyes or ears on any more? They killed Milton! Milton was still with us? Where did you think he was? You know, they stayed back in the bus. What was Milton gonna do? He was helping us!
See, Milton's just carrying a bag around for most of the movie, and it's like, what is he actually doing?
Been with us the whole time!
Somebody named Milton has been with us the whole
Yes!
I don't think so. I think I would have noticed if a guy named Milton's been with us.
And I should say that, like, it's ironic that this is happening because if you watch TMG After Dark, we do TMG After Dark every Saturday. We try to do every Saturday. TMG Entertainment on YouTube. And one night after TMG After Dark, or after one of our review shows, me and Aaron spent about an hour and a half looking through images of the Suicide Squad, trying to determine who the fuck Milton was. Like, we're looking at the images, we see these group shots, we see all this stuff, and like, we're like looking, who is that guy? Because he's in the group shot of them walking through the rain, and he's not there. I don't understand this recommended bitrate thing. It says lower than the recommended bitrate. Why is it lower than the recommended bitrate? I always think it's weird when there's like a body of water, like a pool or something, in a leveled structure. I mean, I guess they do exist. I'm just like not. God, that shot of the car exploding and then being thrown into that lady is incredible. Like, that's one of those things when we saw that in the theater. Me and Devin both turned to each other at that moment, like, yeah. And I do think from like this point on, like after they kill Flag, like the movie does kind of dip in a way into something a little bit more generic than it was before. I, I think that they go for the death a little, like, twice too many. Like, I wouldn't have killed Flag, and I wouldn't have killed Polka Dot Man. Just because I think it undercuts... I think it undercuts the story. Killing Boomer and killing, like the people at the beginning shows you that nobody is safe. But and killing Flag also reinforced. But I don't think they need to kill Polka Dot Man because the tension's already there at that point. And the guy's eyes moving in his head while it's in Shark's mouth, like that's a little too goofy for my liking. And I wish Harley had put on her other costume. Like, I get it, you don't have time to change, but just would have been nice. I like that other costume. Whee! Javelin! And she really uses the javelin, too. That's what's exciting about it. Whee! Batman grappling hook that's completely unrealistic. I do like how they deal with the physics of that, like when it comes to that sort of like grappling device. It might launch you, it won't hold you. The amount of force you have to put in to like concrete to impact it with a javelin and the sharpness of the javelin, it's just so many variables. That's pretty cool. He just lands. It's like, oh, just amount of... Oh! Land again. Okay. Land again. Okay. Land again. He almost does the superhero landing, but doesn't quite, but he's ready to. Boom. I almost want to see an alternate edit of this movie where it's just edited linearly. Because I think it would still work either way. Honestly, I think it works better if you do it linearly. I haven't seen it, but just in my head, I think it works better. Ooh, look on his face. Two alphas going at it. Pew! Oh. Smaller bullets. How does he survive this? Like, he is bleeding out. He must have something on his, like, utility belt that, like, closes that up. Maybe they'll explain it on the Peacemaker show, maybe not. But he must have some sort of technology that saves him in that situation. Project Starfish. That's another thing I don't like is that Harley doesn't really acknowledge that Flag's dead until the end of it. But yeah, right there, I think he just like plugs it into a SATA port. Because otherwise that just wouldn't stay in there. And they're running out here. Why doesn't the military just start shooting them? They're clearly the ones that caused it. Bunch of extras looking scared. This general guy, I mean, I like him by how much I don't like him. Starro, the Conqueror. We got a giant starfish kaiju thing. And it makes you think, if they had just thrown it back into space, would it have, like, that's why, like, I think maybe this movie would have played better if they had access to the full DC universe. Because if Superman shows up here and just throws him into space, that's kind of what I think would be the realistic conclusion here. What now? Oh wow, they've got Harley Quinn in a Robin costume. That's pretty cool. All right, yeah, that does it for me. I'll admit it does. Yeah, but none of them have masks at this point in the movie. Like, Bloodsport's mask broke, so he doesn't have his. This guy's just like, what have I done? Like, this monster, and I was president for a second, and now I'm just some drunk idiot that's about to get hit by a starfish, and maybe something else. Oh, no, there it is. And it's like they just can't penetrate King Shark at all, which again makes me wonder what those other things were. See? Suarez is dead. How did they know? How did they know Suarez was dead that soon? Stand down. Bang bang. They didn't really give them a chance. Zombies. And again, a lot of this is very similar to the first movie, where like they just end up fighting a monster and an army of zombies, and they need to take out the main monster. But it's done better in almost every way. I think in that first one, especially in the director's or extended cut, it's not really a director's cut, it's more just extended cut, because I think even the like extended stuff is reshoots. But the stuff where they're just walking down the street, you get a little bit of like character interaction that I think this movie's lacking. I don't really care during it because like there's a lot of action here, so but I just want that. Wee. Convenient. And I don't even think that they're the ones that destroyed the disrupting stuff. I think that Starro's the one that did. So like they don't even complete their mission. Not our problem. Why wouldn't it be a U.S. ally though? Like they have democracy now. Oh, because fascism? Okay, I understand. That's gross. Ugh. Why is every single one of these people turning around to look at it? Like, that's what kills them. Everyone that's indoors is safe. Well, unless you're in those buildings. forgot what she said. Okay. They're all just ready to leave until he turns around. Fuck. Why not?
Let's board us off mission. She'll kill you, you know?
I don't know why they wouldn't just want them to destroy the starfish. I mean, maybe because they know that Superman would show up and do it anyway if they don't, but... Yeah, Superman, Martian Manhunter, any of those people would just punch this thing. Aw. Again, like that interaction between her and Polka Dot Man. It's the only interaction we get between them in the entire movie. I would have liked to see more camaraderie in the team. You feel the camaraderie, you don't see the camaraderie.
Open it. What are you doing, Jasper?
And I love just the stuff that she's just yelling at them. God damn it, you motherfucking pieces of shit. Like. Lots of group shots in this movie. Oh yeah, I love that. The golf club from before. She saved those people. Yeah. I mean, you gotta do that. Like, I would have done that. She was standing in the way of them and saving those people. They're trying to do the right thing for once in their lives, and you're not letting them? And again, Harley Quinn saves the world again. I like this lady. Get on this satellite, Daniel, you fucking dickhead. She just take somebody's boots? I think she just took somebody's boots. I didn't realize that till now. There are chickens in the street. I wondered that. She had heels on before, I think. That's interesting. I really didn't realize that till now. But it's a good touch. Ooh, this is so cool. I do think it works better than the Iron Man nanotech just because there are practical pieces at work. And it's like more transforming to trap people, please. But yeah, what do you say? He hits all his targets dead center. Dead center would be the eyeball blood sport. Like, come on. Put one of those fireworks in the eyeball. But at this point, it pretty much just becomes the Avengers, where he's just like Captain America. Like, he calls the shots, and like, Harley do this, Shark do that, Pokey do that. High ground. And they're all ready. Like they're there to do what he says. Nom nom. Yes. Jump. Eat. He's very hulkish in this. It's weird that he doesn't go to Ratcatcher or anything. A, he's scared of rats. B, he's trying to protect her. Mommy issues. Where did they get the empanada? Is that behind them? Yeah, I don't think this death is needed. I think it disrupts the pacing a little bit. I think it undercuts what he's doing. Like, it's just, but that's a very like Starro the Conqueror thing to do. Just smacks them. Like I was watching a Robot Chicken sketch where that's exactly what he does. He just smacks them, steps on them. Giant walking, talking starfish, guys. Go, Harley, go. It's just weird to me that Margot Robbie's top billed in this movie because, like, when you look at like her in the context of this, like, she's a side character. Once the she gets to the plot. Hold on to your guns, mate. See, I wouldn't let go of my guns. No! I gotta save you, mate. Run, 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 jump! Ah, that's cool. Piece out of weapons. I do like how all the weapons are on like his suit and he like takes them off, but does that armor do anything without the weapons on it? This scene should not be as good as it is, but it's fantastic. Once they're knocked down, they don't get up like the people, but it's just. I love how she covers him, like she knows that he's traumatized by this, but like it's okay. These rats are controlled by me. I almost wish they gave a scene like of how like the technology works, like that Ant-Man scene. Like he's like, oh, you got to think about what you love to make the ants do what you want. But like, you don't really need that because you get this scene with Taika. Harley Quinn getting ready to save the world again. This almost looks like the ending to a different movie. They have purpose. So do we all. I love that. Anybody else delivering that line, that would be incredibly cheesy. But with Taika, it's like, yeah, this guy's cool. It's like, that's like a triumphant ending, a different movie. Like, it's just funny. I love she's crying, like we did it. Which makes you wonder, like, why didn't Bloodsport's bullets, like, penetrate that before? Like there's just a lot of stuff here. But, like it gets, like, the emotional core of this movie. It works at this point. And these people just don't, the rats and Harley don't need oxygen to breathe. Look at all the blood. And this is just, like, graphic. The way it just peels back the skin and goes into the brain. Like, it's like, yuck. Ugh. That's gross, mate. And it's over. We did it. All the rats are dead or not. Oof. I love how it just looks like a popped balloon.
Staring at the stars.
Or one of those things with the liquid in it that you play with, and yeah. That's too bad. He's dead, Jim. Oh, Harley's alive. Where did the javelin go? I mean, Cuartel Maltese is usually like a crime hub in DC Universe, so I don't think that their democratic elections are gonna last all much longer.
Well, that's just a taste of what's on that drive. I've unloaded it all for the short server. Now, if you kill any one of us,
When my daughter ever sees the inside of a prison, it goes public. If we all go free, it never has to see the light of day. I told you to make your real people.
you better be on.
And he becomes a leader, just not the type of leader that she wanted.
Okay, look, Flag wanted to give the drive to the press, but we just saved the whole bloody city. We can't have it all.
Flag was my friend.
Mine too.
I think this is the most interaction they get in the movie. I just wish they had more.
I could be your friend, Nelson.
Not my name.
What are you talking about? We just had a conversation for like 3 hours about how you name the children.
Oh, that was the other guy.
Yes, we did.
No. Alright, yeah.
And no helicopters crashed in this movie.
Really? That is what you're thinking?
Well, except for the one that Mongal took down.
No, it's not.
So yeah, I guess there was some helicopters that crashed. But yeah, guys, this. Oh, a lot of people say like it's miles better than the first one. I don't think it's miles better than the first one. It's better than the first one. I think that I would have liked the air cut, like if you actually got the air cut of the first one, better than what we have here. Just because I think that the story of the first one is slightly better. This where it's lacking in story and it's lacking in character interaction. Like it's just it's a feeling. It's an undescribed quantity about this movie where it just feels different. But yeah. He gets to pet the rat and it's like, ah, healing. Nice. Aw. I want a pet rat. That's nice. The Suicide Squad. And Weasel still being alive, that's one of those things that some people called way before. But yeah, and we do get like the little tease of the John Mayer. Yeah, John Mayer Peacemaker. Why not? They say he was a hero in Corto Maltese. Nah, he's just a douchebag. That King Shark guy, the guy that does the body for King Shark, that John guy, he's huge. He's like so tall. This is one of those things, like the Atlas Picture logo at the end, I thought was, I really thought that that was like a logo for the Peacemaker series.
Just to save the fucking world, that's all.
Alright, everybody, let's save the fucking world. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, which was me in the middle of the night talking while I watch a movie. Don't know if anybody was interested. I don't think anybody was, but I'm gonna go eat some food because I haven't eaten. My TV thinks I'm watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I'm not. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.